we're just gas bagging and working away, doing absolutely nothing. Well, I shouldn't tell a lie.
But I don't know about you. I don't do absolutely nothing.
But we just gas.
Actually.
We're just gas bagging, and then all of a sudden we flick this switch and continue talking, because the whole point of this is.
Oh yeah, I know.
For it to
we
feel
literally
like
go hop on 15 minutes early and just chat, and then we're like, oh, look at the time,
and have a gas bag. Lily, say hello to everybody. We're live again.
Hello.
I'm just going to load up the live screen so I can see if any comments come on. 6 people already on. Bloody hell. 7. What's going on?
Anyway, one of them's me and one of them's you, though.
Anyway, can I just say, what happened yesterday on my birthday made me feel so proud, because we had all those people come on and pitch, and how can I do this? I want to give them all a shout out, because they were all just literally so amazing. To have the bravery to be able to come on stage live on the internet and pitch a product is something. I know Friska, who came on first, she actually thought she was coming on to do some judging, and then she didn't realize she was actually there to pitch. So when she pitched, when she
did a good pitch.
It was literally off the cuff. Hey, Darius, Marius, welcome from Chicago, my favorite city. I met my Marius. I met my daughter's mother in Chicago, working for WorldCom. I think we met at the O'Hare, the Westin O'Hare, back when MCI WorldCom was the day. So that's my. I've got a fascination with Chicago just because of that. Anyway, so I wanted to just say thank you to everybody for yesterday, because it really was such a beautiful thing, and to be able to come up with. I literally came up with it at 2:30 in the morning while I was taking the pee, and then on Monday I sent out a couple of emails to try and get people to do it, and then on Tuesday a couple more emails, and I must admit my anxiety levels were through the roof. I think I was in stroke zone, because I was thinking, is this going to work? Am I going to be? Is this
Actually, I called you before, and you're like, "It's fine, we'll be fine." And I was like, "Not sure."
Unbelievable. And then all of a sudden, Frisco and everybody came on, and they pitched their best, and there were some amazing presentations in there. I've got some emails off the back of that. Some of those guys, some people like Josh, who run. Remember the Josh, the cyber security, security protection company, the really cool one at the end. Yeah. He said thank you so much, because just to be able to get the visibility of what he does into the market is amazing. And so he was so grateful. He sent me a message saying thank you. And I know off the back of some of those, when those people were presenting and pitching, there was people watching and sending LinkedIn requests to catch up with them, because their pitches were resonating. So conversations have actually happened, and connections have formed off the back of those pitches, which was the whole point of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So all you people, including Clark Kent, who I've got to say, it just made my day yesterday with that cape, because it was just hilarious. I know in this world of sales that we're in now, everyone's doing video, everyone's doing content, everyone's sending out LinkedIn stuff, everyone's doing it. It's overload on information, and to get any form of cut through, you're lucky. And I know what he did. I know what he did there is, not the traditional marketing thing to do, but it got cut through, and that's unfortunately what you have to do these days. You haven't got to wear a Superman outfit, but anyway. Shout out to all of you lot for doing that yesterday. It really did make me it made me very proud. It was literally on top of that. Cheers, Josh. On top of that, and to get that message from my daughter with the video that she put together just made my 50th birthday literally the best ever, and I was so grateful. So
I'm so glad.
And so what I've thought about this, because it was so good, and because it was giving. And that's the whole point of the whole Meet Magic story, is giving. And if we could do that once a week, I'd love to know if people are watching, or if you're watching the replay, if we were, for example, to get a CIO or a CTO or a CISO or a C-suite exec to come on the live with us and share let's say a current challenge or a current business problem that they're looking at right now. So let's say, it's in the cybersecurity world, and one of their current challenges at the moment or current business problems is, I don't know, working from home and cybersecurity, making sure that everybody's safe from cyber attacks and phishing attacks at home. And we have those cybersecurity vendors come on, and we do the same sort of thing. We have 10 pitches, and the best one gets to go and have a meeting. So I'd love to know if I've spoken to a couple of CISOs, and they have all said that they'd love to get involved and do something like that. So we could basically do it with a CIO, CTO, whatever exec, and have the salespeople share with the exec how they would address that current problem. So if you're a salesperson and you'd like to get involved in that, it might mean, rather than doing a 10-minute pitch like some of you lot yesterday, it was meant to be a 1-minute pitch, and some of you went on for 10 minutes. like 10 minutes.
Not 10 minutes.
So I think the Kaspersky guy, he went on for 10 minutes, bless him. And I thought to myself, if that's your 1 minute in your world, your 24 hours must be so long. So yeah, let us know what you think about that, because that's something I think we could do every week. It'd be great
definitely.
to have an exec. And tomorrow I'm going to get JD back on, because I think the sales side of this whole thing is really important. I think people have sometimes they've forgotten that they've got to stop selling now. And the whole story is about telling a story and not it's sort of pitching without pitching. And so I want JD to come on tomorrow again, and every Friday we might make it a regular thing where JD comes on and shares some of those sales tips and tactics. So it's not just about pitching a product. He talks about really understanding the whole sales process, because I think there's a lot of value that we can add through that, and I think a lot of salespeople will get a lot of value from it as well. I know I do.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's that. What else was it? Yes. So how's your day going?
Yeah, my day's all right. It's it's been a very admin heavy week. So as you know, we've just been here at Meat Magic. We've been really just trying to prepare ourselves to scale up and just grow, and it's been really cool. Maddie and I have been working together to try and get that all squared away, and get our platforms up to date, and just internal magic going on. Can
I just say though, you're about to hire somebody.
We are. Well, we've just hired someone. She starts on Monday.
And you found her. You wrote to the letter of offer. You got her to come on board. Hold on.
Indeed.
Is this your first job?
It's my first job, or the 40th. Who knows?
Honestly, one of the things that really impresses me is how much quicker and sharper you and Maddie are versus what I'm doing. And I'll be the first to put this out there. And I've told some of our clients this morning that you two specifically, you and Maddie, have done more in the short time that you've been here than I've done with this company in 3 years. No, I'm not joking.
To be fair though, 2 out of the 3 of the years you had another full-time job at the same time. So
yeah, but it's
let's cut you a little slack.
But it's the systems and the structure and that discipline that you're putting in place. What Maddie's done with the onboarding processes for new employees. I mean, hello, that's like growing up as a company.
Oh, most definitely.
But it's almost like when you feel as though you're growing up when you're getting that stuff. It's just not something you start off with when you're bootstrapping a company. You don't think about putting an onboarding process in place. You think about getting customers and surviving. And so for it to get to this point in time, I just felt really proud of what you've done.
Yeah, no, it's been good. yeah, I think we're slowly working through it and kind of figuring out how we want like the back end of Meat Magic to work and to look like. But yeah, it's been very exciting stuff.
It is, and I know that these meetings that we're doing, and I've just put this on the screen at the moment because they literally are the best meetings on earth, and I know this because your only other benchmark is a sales meeting, which are not that good, and our meetings through this platform, through this Meat Magic platform, every single one of them, literally every single one of them, has a positive impact on somebody that's less fortunate. So the Starlight Foundation, obviously, are our charity at the moment, and they are every single business meeting helps 18 sick kids, and the feedback that we're getting from these meetings is ridiculous. So I was on the phone this morning with one client who had 6 meetings with us last week, and one of those meetings has turned almost immediately to pipeline. And they've turned around and said that the campaign that they're doing with us is hands down the best campaign that they've had in Asia Pacific. And when I hear that sort of feedback, it's ridiculous. Yesterday, I had a call with another client, and they said this was the executive in the meeting himself turned around and said, "I'm not meeting with vendors anymore unless they're through the Meeting for Good campaign." And I thought, wow.
Yeah,
Wow. I mean, because he's getting
it
so
is
much value,
crazy.
which is amazing. And the reason that's happening is because the meetings are so curated, they're so perfectly matched, because the salespeople are walking into these meetings knowing that they've got some value to add. And you know what I wanted to do is because what you've done with that Airtable stuff is just ridiculous. So I'm going to share my screen.
Exciting.
I'm going to share my screen. Well, you both of you have done this, and I just want to share it with people because one of the hardest things when you're in sales is to know where you're going to get meetings from. And I know marketing, for the marketing teams out there, this is your pot of gold right here, because I don't know where on this planet you can easily go and get meetings this easy. Now, if you look at this, I mean, just take a look at some of these executives. You got the CIO here of University of Technology, the CIO of the Reserve Bank, the CEO of IOOF. Just have a look at some of these meetings. CTO of IBM, the Group Chief Risk Officer of NAB. You cannot go anywhere and immediately get a meeting at this level with these types of people. There's the CISO here of Jones Lang LaSalle. These are big global companies, executives who are giving us their time for a meeting for good. Now, you can see in this list here, they've all pledged. These are not people that we've looked at and gone, oh, we'd like to go and have a meeting with them. These are people that have given us their time and are giving us their meetings. And they are some of the biggest companies. Look at this, News Corp, Mission Australia, even Bridgetime's like 300 or 400 staff in that company there. Some of the biggest companies, Equifax, NextDC, just amazing. Toll Group, CBA. There's nowhere on the planet you can go and get a meeting with an executive that quickly and have it do this good. Honestly,
I know, it's insane.
And when you come on board with our business, we give you access to this list, and so you could literally log on every single day and see the new execs that have come on board. And that for me is a fair bit of genius that you and Maddie have put together. And I can tell you now, clients are absolutely loving that.
I'm glad.
Anyway.
Yeah, but I think you're so right. You can't go into a meeting and have your foot further in the door than a meeting with us, because how it works, and I get this question all the time from vendors, is, but how do I know if an executive is even interested in me? What if I pay the $1,000 and I understand that 700 of it goes to charity, but what if my time is completely wasted? And what what I like to say is that basically how it works is you never ever go into a meeting. You have the opportunity with meetmagic.org to never go into a meeting blind again.
Mm.
Because we have already spoken to the executives. So you tell us, like, yes, I want to meet with the CTO of West Farmers, the CISO of NAB. We can get you there. But I'm going to talk to the executives first. And I'm going to tell them, look, so-and-so wants to meet with you. This is their company. This is what they hope to achieve out of the meeting. This is why they think that they can benefit your company and you. And then the ball's in their court.
Yeah.
And at that point, the executive has the chance to say no or yes. And generally, because I've told them about what it is, what you can do for them, and like how they can help, your foot's already in the door.
Yeah. And
if the executive says yes, you can almost guarantee that they're at least a little bit interested, because they don't want to waste their time either. Their time is precious. So I just think you cannot have your foot further in the door than you can with MeetMagic.
Meetmagic.org. And you know what, Lily? Just have a look at these new clients that are coming on board.
I know.
CrowdStrike, OutSystems, BlackBerry Cylance, and Cloudflare. We want to welcome those guys because they've seen the value and they're coming on board with us. And that, for me, these are big. These are not small. These are not little mum and dad IT shop.
No.
These are top right-hand quadrant, really successful. I know OutSystems have an amazing platform for coding. So if you want to get any sort of stuff, development sort of stuff done, if you're looking for developers and to get coding, they are one of the world's best in that space. So these are not companies that have been around for 2 minutes. They've been around for a long time, and they're adding a lot of value to the enterprise market. So every CIO, every CTO, when they meet with these guys, they're going to learn something. So the execs are actually going to get so much value because these are some of the best companies solving some of the biggest problems right now around digital transformation, around cybersecurity. And I know a lot of the execs right now, Frisker would agree with this. Talk is cheap. You know, they're all talking about digital transformation, and yes, they should be doing that, but they're actually not doing much in digital transformation. They might add a little bit of blockchain here, a little bit of AI here, and they think that's transformation when it's actually not. And when you talk to Frisker about the whole change process, that's a really important part. Is how you actually understand how am I going to go from the industrial revolution into the new digital world? Well, you need people like Frisker to help you with that. But these customers here are actively involved in getting customers on that journey, and that's the value that the execs are going to get from it. So there's never ever any downside. The execs coming on board are all loving the meetings, and that's why I think the ratings of these meetings are through the roof, because the execs are actually learning something, and the salespeople or the vendors are actually going in there sharing anecdotal evidence and stories about what they're doing and how they're solving big world problems at the moment. And it's just click. And that's a great fit for everybody. There's no downside. And by the way, because you've had that 45 minutes in front of your laptop, there's 18 sick kids from Starlight are going to get access to the Starlight room, which is it's beautiful. It's the perfect match. Anyway, enough selling. I'm done.
I know. I'm done.
Yeah, I think we've had enough today. 20 minutes is enough. If anyone's got any questions, flick them up there. But we're going to
flick us a LinkedIn message.
Yeah,
we're always open to any questions, any concerns.
Exactly.
Comments.
And if you want to get access to that list of execs, you become a client. It's simple as that. You know, if you want to become a client, talk to Lily, and away we go. And it's that simple. The onboarding process is beautiful. And the experience is even better because Maddie is literally, you've got your own EA with one of the best EAs in the country right now. Simple as that. And that's,
in our opinion, she's amazing. She's even better than the best.
I get salespeople calling me going, "Oh my God, how good's Maddie?" Because they've never had an EA. And so Maddie calls and says, "Hey, this is your meeting. It's in the diary. Click." And they're done. It's like they've got their own personal EA, which is every salesperson needs one, because most salespeople they're busy. They're running around and busy, and they need support. So if you want any advice, give us a shout, or just drop a quick question, or maybe drop maybe drop what kind of executive you'd like to see in the comments, and we'll go off and all those execs that we've got on the list, those 200, we'll go off and ask them which ones would like to come on and tell us what their problem is, and the salespeople can then come on and do their 1 minute pitch, which I think would be brilliant. That'd be a right old laugh, because you'll get to see some really good solid pitching, and it'll force the salespeople to really get their elevator pitch down pat for 1 minute.
100%.
Easy.
100%.
All right, Lily.
Oh, Maddie's in our comments.
Is she? Bless her.
Love her.
Oh, okay. I've just engaged. Shut up, Siri. I never asked you anything. Anyway, okay, Maddie.
Okay.
Lily, talk to you later. Thanks, everybody.
See you in 10 minutes in a meeting.
Oh, God, yeah. I'll see you there.
See ya.